Hi, this is Elliot Eisenberg from Graphs and Laughs, catching you up to date on the latest residential sales data in Hillsborough and Pasco counties. And what can I say? Tampa's a very hot market. Your inventory is very, very low, about a third the national level. Your price appreciation is very, very high, about twice the national average. And it's because, as I mentioned earlier, inventory is very low. No matter how you look at inventory, it doesn't really matter if it's the actual number of units. It's very low. Months of inventory, it's very low. Median time to contract, very fast, and so on. There's just nothing to buy. Now, in light of that, if you look at pending sales, yeah, they're down a little bit, but that's very, very strong given how little inventory is and how strong last year's sales activity was. If you look at actual sales activity, in Hillsborough it's down a bit, in Pasco it's up a little bit, but even where it's down in Hillsborough County, that's phenomenal. Because again, last December was an incredibly hot period of time, given that COVID was here and we were all nervous and everyone was racing to buy a house, and inventories weren't as tight as they are now and prices weren't as high as they are now. If you look at sales price to list price, it's 100%. That means buyers know what's going on, realtors have prepared them well, everyone knows how tight the market is. And if you look at price appreciation, 20% for single family in both Hillsborough and Pasco, and roughly 30% for multifamily in Hillsborough and Pasco. This is a strong seller's market. It will be a very, very tight market this spring. If we change our focus now and look at GDP and growth in the national economy, 22 Q1, what we're in right now, is kind of a weak quarter because Omicron's done a bit of a job on us. Instead of getting, say, 5% growth, which is what I hoped we would get, we're going to end up with 2 or 2.5 because Omicron hit us. That said, for all of 22, things look pretty good. We should be getting very close to or maybe at 4%. As far as Omicron is concerned, the thing is, it's now peaked and is already beginning to decline. In another month, it will be almost all in the rear view mirror, and we'll be on to other issues and other things. As far as inflation is concerned, it's a bit of a problem. It's quite high, but I continue to believe that inflation will slowly dissipate over the course of the year. This will happen because forced savings from COVID times is being dissipated away. Fiscal stimulus has stopped. Child support checks have stopped. And interest rates are going to rise. Why are interest rates going to rise? The Fed's concerned about inflation. They've almost finished tapering their purchases of treasuries and mortgage-backed securities. That will end in March, and that will let them raise rates as early as March, and they will raise rates in March. They're going to raise rates certainly twice, probably 3 times, and quite possibly 4 times this year. Now, as they raise rates, as people know they're going to raise rates, that dampens future inflation expectations because GDP will slow down because of that and all the other reasons that I discussed. As a result, the housing market shouldn't be terribly adversely affected. Mortgage rates that are now 3.4, 3.5% should end the year at no worse than 3.7. This will be a strong market. That's it for now. See you next month.